What's up YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our team builder for week 9 here in Fella. This week we have our rematch from week 3 against Waffles. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Why am I worried? We beat Waffles last time. Well, Waffles' team has changed up just as much as ours has. So he has some very, very threatening mons in place of some of his older ones that, I actually am legitimately kind of worried about, in all honesty. I actually do kind of have my worries when it comes to facing him this time, so I'm going to go over what changes he made as we list off his team, and we're just gonna get into this. Fuck it. For the Tampa Bay Tyrantrums, he did have Megalopunny, Crobat, Darmanitan, Shaman, Florges, Escavalier, Exploud, Druddigon, Rhydon, Glaceon, Mr. Mime, and Mew. Now, let's go over the changes he's made. Out of the mons I just listed, he has dropped Shaman, he dropped Exploud, and he dropped Glaceon. Now, in its place, he was able to scoop up Suicune, Tangela, and Lapras. Now, all of them separately don't sound too scary, but together, they are a truly, truly threatening crew. Eviolite Tangela is nothing to mess with. He now has 3 potential Eviolite mons on his team, I believe. No, only 2. I'm stupid. But he still has 2 potential Eviolite mons on his squad, which is scary enough as it is. Lapras is an amazing wall. Really, really bulky. Really, really fantastic wall. Super, super dangerous. And then Suicune, everyone knows how retardedly bulky Suicune is. Everybody knows. Yeah, everybody understands the concept of how fucking bulky it is. Everybody knows it's a bitch. Yeah, no one fucks with it. So, it's going to be a lot tougher than we potentially would have expected in order to beat him this time. But, again, we've made our own changes. We made 4 team swaps throughout the season. And out of all of those, there's one that stands out that needs to come today, and that is his former team member, Hydrangea, the Shaman. With an Assault Vest, this thing puts in so much work against his team. So much insane work against his team. I love it. I absolutely love it. Give me a second, guys. I need to complete this right here. There we go. Alright, but this Shaman set's going to be putting in so much work. So, basically, I did all this team building when I was in class the one day because I was just having epiphany after epiphany after epiphany. I was just going off, man. I was going off. But I came up with using an Assault Vested Shaman, 232 HP, 4 in special defense to boost the Assault Vest with a modest nature, max special attack, and 20 in speed. Now, brace with me for a minute. Relax, calm down. This 20 in speed actually allows me to speed tie with the Lapras. And now that I look at this, situation, I do want to outspeed the Lapras. So I need to drop 2 out of there and put 1 more in there, and then I'll put another one in there. Because originally, when I calced this, when I was in class, I calced it to I calced it with I calced it without HP Fire's IV changes. With the IV changes, obviously we lose a point. So, 24 EVs and speed allows us to outspeed Lapras. We'll be able to hit it with a modest Seed Flare, which will do a lot of damage and really, really hurt, punish his Lapras. And the best part about this is, even if he brings specially defensive Suicune, we can 2-hit KO it with modest Seed Flare. We can 2-hit KO a specially defensive Suicune. That is what I needed. I needed to be able to wipe specially defensive Suicune off the earth, and this thing 100% checks it. This thing beats Suicune 1v1. If he Scald Burns us, boom, we swap out Natural Cure. If he Ice Beams us, we'll eat it up with our Assault Vest and our Bulk. Hydrangea just cannot be beat by Suicune. Can't be beat by Lapras. No chance in hell either of them could hold a candle to this. So, yeah, we're pretty much using this Shaman to absolutely shit on his newer Mons, which is really, really nice. So right here we have, the Seed Flare, obviously, again, for the Suicune, for the Rhydon, which it will OHKO, and for the Lapras, which it will definitely hurt a lot. I believe the only way it doesn't OHKO is if he's running maybe Assault Vest, and at the same time I'm pretty sure it's still a 2-hit KO at that point. Earth Power is there because of, what did I bring Earth Power again? Darmanitan. Darmanitan could potentially switch into this thing. Could fire off a U-turn. Fire off a Flare Blitz. A lot of shit. A lot of potential shit, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that, so I'm not going to deal with it. But,
Why?
Sorry, that was my Snapchat going off. But, yeah. We have the Earth Power for the Darmanitan. We can potentially catch it on a switch. We have Psychic here. Psychic is going to be there to hit the Crobat and the Mega Lopunny. We won't outspeed them. Crobat could OHKO us, so it would have to be on a switch in. If it predicts a Seed Flare, it could potentially try to switch in on it. And we could instead go for Psychic and catch it and do some big damage to it. Also the same case with Mega Lopunny, we could do that as well. And then the Hidden Power Fire is for the S-Cavalier. Obviously we outspeed it, and 2-hit KO it with HP Fire, which would be pretty nice. Also, if it switches in on a Seed Flare and maybe gets -2 Spadef, we can definitely blow it away with a Hidden Power Fire the following turn, and that'd be really, really nice. Also really, really good for the Tangela, because the Tangela doesn't appreciate an HP Fire from us either, but that's, that's neither here nor there. Then we have Old Faithful, the Volcanion, with the Assault Vest. Once again. Back again once again. And we are running a slightly different set than normal, but still very, very normal. We have 128 HP to keep us at an odd number. We have max special attack with a modest nature as usual, 4 into Spadef. And we have 124 speed EVs. Why do we have 124 speed EVs, you might ask? Well, I wanted to outspeed Suicune. Why did I want to outspeed Suicune? Just fuck you, that's why. Because I wanted to outspeed Suicune. Deal with it. I like to outspeed Suicunes. Gosh. Would you rather me not outspeed Suicune? Huh? Would you rather Suicune outspeed me? And potentially hurt me with something? No, I didn't think so. So fuck with me. Anyway, back to my outside of my rant. Yeah, I wanted to outspeed Suicune just for the simple fact of outspeeding it. We do wall the Suicune as well. The Suicune would have to switch out against us, or else consistently taking damage. We could also potentially hit it with a Sludge Wave and poison it, which would be really kind of nice. Flamethrower is there because he has an Escavalier, he has a Tangela, and neither one of them are going to take it. Flamethrower will absolutely blow through Escavalier and will do massive, massive damage to Tangela. Guarantees 2 KO, which is really, really nice. I also have the Focus Blast. Focus Blast is there for the Rhydon. I didn't feel the need for Steam Eruption again this week just because his only water weaknesses are Rhydon, which is quad effective, which would have been nice to have, and his Darmanitan, which is very, very weak regardless, so it can be OHKO'd by just about anything. So that's why I decided to just go with Focus Blast to hit the Rhydon with. Not really too many other spectacular reasons other than that. The Focus Blast will also hit the Mega Lopunny, which is really, really kind of nice as well. It's a good upside to that choice. It'll also hit the Lapras super effectively, which is kind of nice because it might think, oh, he might go for a Steam Eruption. Let me switch in a Water Absorb Lapras. Oh shit, he went for Focus Blast. That really hurt. Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave is there for the Florges. It worked last time against Florges, and I feel like it'll work again. It 2-hit KO'd the Florges last time after getting the poison, and the Florges really can't do anything to me. So that's kind of the goal there, is to just decimate the Florges with Sludge Wave. And then we have HP Ice for the Druddigon. Again, it worked last time. I might as well bring it again. If he brings Druddigon, great. If he doesn't bring Druddigon, oh well. HP Ice will also hit the Crobat, Tangela, and the Rhydon super effectively. So even if he doesn't bring it, he's probably going to bring one of those mons as well, so we can use HP Ice on them. The next mon we're bringing is Oh Boy the Jolteon with Quick Feet. Now, why the spread that I decided to go with? Well, alright, so we have 136 speed EVs. That allows us to outspeed his base 100, being his Mew, by 2 points, naturally. Now, once we get burned by the Flame Orb and Quick Feet, we outspeed his whole team. Now, the only things that would potentially outspeed me would be Scarfed Crobat. It's the only thing that could outspeed me. I don't see him bringing a Scarfed Crobat. I'd be silly. I just don't see it happening. I can't see a Scarfed Crobat ever existing on this earth. It's already fast as it is. I just don't see it happening. For the moveset, we've got Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power Grass, and Thunder Wave. Volt Switch is a standard on this set. It allows us to keep up the momentum throughout the match and keep us one step ahead of Waffles at all times. His only ground type is his Rhydon. So if he doesn't bring it, or if we can eliminate that, we can freely just spam Volt Switch all around. Shadow Ball is there so that we have something to hit the Mew and the Mr. Mime with. The Mew is even more important because, since we can outspeed that thing, we can get off at least 2 Shadow Balls, or two solid hits on it. If it switches into something, and then we can hit it with a Shadow Ball right away, we can get good, solid, powerful hits on it. No problem every day of the week. Hidden Power Grass is there for the Rhydon. I was going to run Hidden Power Water, but then we would be walled by Lapras. Kind of walled by Lapras. Not really walled by Lapras. We can't get walled by Lapras. But we wanted the HP Grass so that we can hit the Lapras if it decides to try and switch in on us. We also hit the Suicune as well. And Thunder Wave is there because of the Crobat and because of the Mega Lopunny. Obviously, he might think that those things will be outspeed me. A Mega Lopunny can outspeed me normally. But since I'm Quick Feet, once the burn goes up, I can outspeed the Mega Lopunny and paralyze it. I can outspeed the Crobat and paralyze it. That way the rest of my team can then outspeed it later and have a much easier time of taking care of it. So that's kind of the plan there. The 112 HP EVs are there for bulk purposes, and same with the 8 Spadef. They're just kind of there for little cushion. And obviously we're running max special attack with a modest nature so we can hit as hard as possible. Next up we have Onisan, the physically defensive Latios. The physically defensive Latios set has just put in so much work this season against a lot of teams because it really catches people off guard. Nobody expects physically defensive Latios. So I decided to run it again this time. It's hard for me not to because he has so many big-time physical threats in, Mega Lopunny, Crobat, stuff like that, that having a physically defensive wall in the form of a dragon type like Latios really walls a lot of those threats nicely. I'm rocking a moveset of Psyshock, Ice Beam, Hidden Power, Fire, and Recover. Psyshock. Psyshock beats the Crobat and beats the Mega Lopunny. We can eat hits from them, no problem, and hit them back hard with a Psyshock, and they're not going to really appreciate it at all. HP Fire is there for the Escavalier 100% because the Escavalier will not take those nicely. And then the Ice Beam is there for the Druddigon, more or less. I brought Ice Beam instead of a Dragon-type stab move because while yes, a Dragon Stab would be better, he does have a Florges that would be immune to it. He also has an Escavalier who would resist it, and I believe Rhydon resists it as well. I'm not 100% positive, but I do believe Rhydon resists it, and I just didn't want to take those chances. So at least this way we hit the Rhydon as well. If he decides, if it predicts a Dragon move and switches into his Rhydon, we can hit it with an Ice Beam. Lastly, Recover is just for longevity purposes. It's come in clutch in the past, when we were facing Tobikuma in Week 7 against his Mega Pinsir. We were able to recover against him and continuously bombard him with attacks in between recovers. So that was a really, really good situation, so hopefully we can potentially do that again. The next mod we're bringing is Tony Stark on Mega Scizor. 248 HP, max attack with an Adamant Nature, and 8 and 2 Def. Rocket and Moose at a Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Roost. Very, very standard Mega Scizor set, not too much to talk about. Bullet Punch for the Florges, U-Turn for momentum purposes, and to blow away the Mew. And also we have Knockoff for utility to get rid of those Eviolites, and Roost for longevity. Nothing too spectacular about this set. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the simplest I can get when talking about this one. Lastly, we have Terrakion. Tucson the Terrakion. I forgot to put your nickname, buddy. Let me fix that. Tucson the Terrakion. Rocking 192 speed EVs, outspeeding his Mew by 2 points. With a Jolly Nature. 64 HP and max attack. Pretty much a very standard set that I've been running this season, just to outspeed a lot of things, but it works. Close Combat does a lot of damage to a lot of his team, and we outspeed the Mega Lopunny with the Scarf, and we can kill it with Close Combat. We can pretty much kill a lot of his team with Close Combat, to be honest. We do a lot of damage to his Escavalier as well. We do big damage to the Rhydon. We absolutely demolish the Lapras with it. It does so much work. We have the Stone Edge. The Stone Edge is there for the Darmanitan. We do outspeed that thing every single time. And we click Stone Edge and blow it away. It'll also do really, really big damage to the Crobat as well. And that's really, really nice because I don't like Crobat. X-Scissor is there for the Mew, so we can get some big chip damage on it in the situation where we need to, or we can come in, outspeed, and pick up a kill if it's already weakened. It's also there for the Tangela, kind of, but again, I'm never going to put Terrakion against Tangela. It's a silly matchup because Tangela is really physically bulky, and that's just kind of dumb. Lastly, we have Ironhead. Ironhead will OHKO the Mr. Mime. Pretty sure it OHKOs Mr. Mime. And do big damage to the Florges as well. I decided to go Ironhead over Poison Jab, just for the simple case of flinches. I like flinches better than poisons, so that's going to end off this team builder right here. If you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you guys are ready for the Hazleton Hoopas, please comment down below how you think we're going to do against Tampa Bay, what you think the differential might be. If you think we're going to win, if you think we're going to lose, how you think it's going to go. Please make sure to leave a like down below and let me see what you guys are thinking. But until the next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer. Signing.